In this video I'm covering what does FRAML cover. I will go through some common objectives between fraud and AML as well as the benefits and challenges faced by firms keen to adopt the FRAML operating model. So let's jump right into today's video. Welcome to FinCrime Agent, my channel where every week I cover a different topic to boost your awareness about anti-money laundering and financial crime prevention. Another term has been added to the vocabulary of financial crime, FRAML, which stands for Fraud and Anti-Money Laundering. The merging of fraud and AML compliance team is a concept which is becoming particularly meaningful for more and more financial services firms. Of course, there are distinctions between these two fields in financial crime. While the compliance team primarily objective is to maintain good relations with regulators and indeed be aligned to regulatory compliance legislation, the fraud department is mainly focused to protect their customers from fraudsters and at the same time minimize the losses for the firm. However, to better understand what does FRAML cover, we should start by looking at the objectives within financial crime that both fraud and AML functions have in common. For example, minimizing the effects of financial crime on trustworthy clients, preserving their organization's reputations, enhancing effectiveness of controls in place and reducing costs, also operating in compliance with applicable laws. With those common objectives in mind, I think there are three significant benefits a firm will see when a FRAML framework is implemented. Enhancing the risk discovery from a single customer perspective. With FRAML, both departments will have more complete view of their clients by having access to the same data. This data convergence will make it easier for them to identify suspicious activities, create more informed conclusions from investigations to then take the necessary actions. AML teams could benefit from advanced analytics from fraud detections. Very often, separate systems for controlling money laundering activities and fraud are used. However, specialists tackling money laundering are hoping to get access to some of the capabilities used by their colleagues in the fraud divisions. For example, the need for real-time money laundering behavior detection. This is because the sooner suspicious activities are recognized, the sooner remedial action may be implemented. Another example here is the use of artificial intelligence. Similar to how the fraud department is accessing AI and machine learning, the compliance team may now also benefit from these tools for better risk detection and also to improve the overall risk management aspect by fine-tuning the AML systems that are in place. The third point is that, as in most businesses, economies of scale allow cost savings. With FRAML, after the initial investment, the long-term operational cost may be cut overall when both departments collaborate on ideas and resources. Additionally, employees in the AML and fraud departments will cross-pollinate talents, allowing firms to have greater choice in how they deploy their workforce. If you're finding valuable the content presented in my video, please consider subscribing and press the thumb up to help this video spread more on YouTube. So thanks for doing that, and let's continue now to talk about FRAML. Besides those benefits, of course, there are also some challenges firms will need to be prepared to face when moving into a FRAML operating model. The first one would be establishing an operating model that allows AML staff to take actions when transactions are stopped in real time. Currently, this is generally done in batches once transactions are already completed, so the change to real time can produce delays for customers unless sufficient number of compliance investigators are trained and available to avoid bottleneck situations when processing transactions that will be deemed suspicious from money laundering perspective. The second point is choosing the right vendor. For the FRAML model to work as intended, the solution provider must be able to truly embed the ability to manage and resolve both AML and fraud risks from a single platform where the use of real-time and AI is optimized to be leveraged by both functions. The third challenge is ensuring that such practice is well perceived by regulators in your jurisdiction. Not all jurisdictions are open to fully maximize the use of AI as yet. Having the ability to align the fraud and AML functions, particularly with the use of AI, may not necessarily be so easy to put across those jurisdictions that still prefer to maintain a more conservative approach. And last but not least, receive the green light from your risk committee to kind of revolutionize how the firm is handling AML and fraud. Due to the size of investment that is required to implement new technologies, change relevant policies and procedure, retain staff, and etc., putting across what does FRAML cover and how this new framework will eventually improve the existing processes for AML and fraud will require a certain effort. So the management team that are backing and promoting this change should be prepared to build a solid business case to ensure all senior members of your risk committee will also support this change. My perspective about implementing FRAML is that less silos across fraud and AML will make space for better risk detection and operational efficiency. An Experian report indicated an 18% rise in car and asset financing application fraud during the recent COVID-19 pandemic. In parallel to this, money launderers have simultaneously benefited from social and financial instability. By integrating FRAML with fraud and compliance teams together, using also the help of the latest technologies mentioned earlier, financial institutions can now have a greater chance to be more intelligent than criminals that they are battling. Real-time detection and machine learning systems have already shown to be very effective. So leveraging that experience into anti-money laundering team can produce new interesting resources to identify and stop illegal activities and at the same time remain compliant to the vast and expanding list of regulations. So if you were seeking to have a clear mind on what does FRAML cover, I hope with this video I managed to help you with that. I published before also another video covering the 5 pillars of an AML compliance program, so I will leave you a link to that video here for you. And if you're finding valuable my content, press the thumb up and leave me a comment in the comment section right below. And lastly, thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed today's video, and until next time, see you soon.